Okay, what is going on, guys? It has been an incredibly long time since I made a video here, so I wanted to give back a little bit and just go over one of the positions I was looking at in the live updates section on the Discord channel. So again, if you guys want to join this, the link will be in the description. It's $40 a month, basically. I just started it up, and it's just to help you guys kind of maneuver around intraday analysis, right? So it's just like what we did on Telegram before, right? In the mornings, posting what I'm looking at for the directional or the direction of the day on a couple pairs, a couple things I'm looking at, a couple ideas, right? So this was AU on Friday, and AU ended up, where was it? Down further. No, wait, it was up. Anyways, oh yeah, right here, sorry. Ended up getting right into that level and then actually ended up coming right down to the target. But again, I'm just gonna review the one on NAS, and this is what I was looking at. Okay, so potential of interaction right here or to take out all the buy side liquidity, and I don't wanna see it get run first. I wanna see this get tapped in first and then go. Okay, so essentially I wanted to see buy side liquidity here and then buy side liquidity at London's high getting taken out right there at 11,350s. Okay. And so you can see that price ended up coming right back down to this level. Beautiful right here. Response after taking out some liquidity. And then you can see a nice fair value gap here that got filled, broke up. Nice order block there, respected. And that's why I was saying it shouldn't get below that order block if it's going to run those highs. And right there, that's what I was looking at. And I said I had my limit literally right under this low. I'll show you. And I got swerved right under this low right here. And it just swerved me. I should have honestly put it underneath this low once this started building up like this, but I just left it. But you know, it is what it is. Anyways, you can see responds beautifully off that order block like that. So now at this point, if you're in first target, pull out some percent, and then second target hit, take out the rest, call it a day. So that was what we were looking at, and I'll show you basically a breakdown of what I was looking at. Okay, so this was on Friday, it was right here, and then in PM session it actually just died. But ultimately the trade was framed off of this. Okay, so we had sell side liquidity purged, daily low, right? Sell side liquidity right here, taken out. We had our sweep right here, our break-in structure right here, our inducement right here. Okay, so this is the framing of this trade essentially. Okay, and we had we had this weak high right up here that I was looking at as well. Okay, so that's why this was my target. Okay, let me just mark it off like that. So that's our weak high. Okay, at the same time we had this beautiful little fair value gap right down in here that I was looking at, an order block right there, and you can see it just dabbled into it gorgeously. But yeah, you can see here, right at this inducement, we get a rip down and rejection. So we have a nice wick through it, another one wick through it, and we actually swept this one this time as well. Retesting, right? Retesting that old daily low. Okay, so once we start closing in these levels, we can start looking at lower timeframes, right? We can start to see, well, how's it looking on the lower timeframes? Once we're closing and wicking through, it means that we're not being able to break through. And so what happens here on this time frame, on the 5 minute, we get a break in structure. Okay, so if I look down on the 1 minute now, or on the 2 minute, is what I was actually playing it off of, was now what I was looking at was that we had what? We had like the 15-minute sweep. We're in this strong low. I could have entered just directly off this level. You can actually see it didn't quite get down to that daily low. But what do we see here? We see the response. We get a breakup. This is a valid entry right here into this fair value gap, if you know what you're looking for, right? But as soon as we break up above here, that was my confirmation. Okay, so we have our sweep, we have our break in structure. And so now I'm looking for some sort of inducement, and that's why I went to the lower one. I wanted to see a lower inducement to see what I can get in here, because I didn't think that this low was going to get broken because it was all mitigated. So if I go down to the 1 minute, actually, sorry, let me go back up to the 2 minute here, and let me just point out what I was looking at here. Okay, so there was this fair value gap there down to this level. Okay, so that's what I was looking at to see my level of interaction. I wanted to see something there. I went down to the lower time frame, and before this developed like this, okay, I was only looking at this being the inducement. That's why I was looking at right here. Okay, so I was looking to get under when price was right under there. But again, what I realized later on was that we had our inducements right here. Okay, look at this, 1, 2, 3 equal lows. Where does it come back down into? Into this unmitigated wick, right here. Let's see, unmitigated wick right there. My entry was literally just below that, and it was at the 50% of this last down candle here in the bodies. So we had confluence at the 50% of this order block. It was underneath this inducement. So that's why my entry was right there. That's why my entry was exactly right there. However, it ended up not getting down to there. It ended up getting respected right at that wick. And then look what happens again. Another entry opportunity. What happens? We have a shift or a break in market structure right here. We have fair value gap right here. Entry. Okay, so that's one right there. Another opportunity, and this is what I was saying afterwards, was that, okay, well, first of all, our first target is going to be right here. And our second target up at London equal highs. But as soon as we broke there, we respected, we break structure yet again. This is our order block, no fair value gap. So this one isn't one that I wouldn't enter off of, but I would be using it as more of a management thing, right? So I would like to have gotten in from this low or even right here. I saw this developing. I just, to be honest, I just didn't want to pull the trigger. I still had a feeling that I was like, oh, maybe it's going to come back down to here. And so I had a tough time adapting with price on this one, to be totally honest, as soon as it got up to there. And as soon as it went, I was like, I missed the trade. So it is what it is. And yeah, so that's what happened. Essentially, what we can see here too is if we pull the fib from this low to this high, right? You can see here, this low to this high, comes right back down to that OTE. Look at that. First target, negative 0.5%. Gorgeous. Next target, -1, right at that London equal highs. Okay, so this was the trade setup. So again, if I was a little bit better at operating there, what I could have done was I could have just said, okay, well, look at this. We have our OTE right here. As long as I can enter below that inducement, the one I said right here, these equal lows, okay? Instead of being greedy and entering a little bit lower, I can put my stop below this low. I can target one level here. That's a little bit small on the risk to reward, so I can target the next level up here, and that's a 4-to-1, right? And I'll take a 4-to-1, easy. Okay, so there we go. Take some partials up here potentially, and then right up to there as our final destination on this one. And just to go into what ended up happening in the PM session, as you can see, if I just mark this off, once we failed, right? Once we failed, because this was our quote unquote strong low. It's not, for other reasons. But you can see here that once we break up, we break back down, we slide through this last level. We slide through this last low that really should have held. And so ultimately this is going to be a great support, right? Or a resistance, because essentially these are the last candles. If we look on the 30-minute, for example, this is the last sequence of candles that went up, took out liquidity, breaks back down inefficiently. Okay, so at this point, this is going to be a great resistance point. Why? Because we have fair value gap right here, right at that level, which is also an order block on a higher time frame. So if we go down to the 1 minute, okay, what do we see? We come right back up into this level, right? A lot of confluence levels to go short, because the main bias was actually down for the day. This was just more of a reaction on of price. The one that happened in the AM session. Okay, so I was actually anticipating this low being taken, and then there's also a higher time frame right here, just right at this low here. Okay, so these were the two targets for the actual day, but the fact that we were respecting and rejecting these levels in that strong low, this was a beautiful play to take it long. But as soon as it failed, right, as soon as it failed and we break back down here, we can be looking for shorts to target these levels. Okay, so what do we see here? We see one run up, we see another run up, but it sweeps, it breaks down structure. Here's our inducement right here. Okay, so we have our strong high right up there. We have our fair value gap fill plus order block right there. Okay, and so there you go. right above your inducement, you can be entering short from this level right here. Okay, there's stop above these levels, and target down into here. This is going with the trend with the overall draw. So this is gorgeous. Okay, so there's that. There's your 11R. Okay, so this one was a gorgeous, gorgeous one. If you didn't catch that one, you could have even caught this, right? Because these are now the equal lows. These are the lower time frame draw, essentially, where you have a sweep, you have your break of structure, and you have your fair value gap right here. Okay, so this is another opportunity to engage in the market. These ones I wasn't looking at because I wasn't looking at PM session on a Friday. I never look at PM session on a Friday just because I'm done. I don't want to be trading late on a Friday. But essentially, these were the opportunities to engage with the market. Either you got in the longs here, which were great opportunities, and then the shorts here, which were also great opportunities. And so, yeah, that's essentially what drove these decisions on NAS for Friday. And I guess, I mean, I might as well just pull this up since I'm here, right? Let's look over the, what was I looking at on Aussie? We were looking at also on EU longs from those levels. I was a little bit unsure of them though, to be totally fair. But anyways, because I saw a lot of confluence for Aussie and other things going down. So I said, clear draw for me. Looks like it's going to go down. I personally don't trade the internal structures, but we'll look for opportunities in here, essentially, right? And so you can see here, right, buy side liquidity grabbed up in here. It failed to take out the daily highs, and it broke back down. The way that the daily cycle is setting up looked like gorgeous opportunities to get back up into this FVG, ideally right up into this little FVG here, okay? And then back down right at the daily open. That's what I was looking for, targeting the previous day liquidity, okay? And yeah, I didn't have any more updates on that. So let's just go to it right here. And I'll show you guys what I was looking at. Okay. So let me just close all this stuff. All right. So previous day high was right here, daily high up here as well, right? We failed to create a higher high. What ended up happening was we took out some buy side liquidity right here. Look at that, rejection and respect, okay, on the 15-minute time frame. You can even look on a time frame higher right there, okay? So we get some beautiful, beautiful respect. There's our order block. It mitigates it, comes back down, okay, on the 1 hour right there. Gorgeous, gorgeous opportunity to interact in London. But as soon as we see this break, right, as soon as we see this break in New York, well, we have this old order block right here, right, that should have held long. It gets remitigated on the other side. That's why I was looking at it right there. Okay, so super interesting. This is also a breaker block. Okay, so these last sequence of down candles was an order block. So if we actually just do this right here, you can see that this is actually our breaker block. You can actually just refine it down to this last one right here if you'd like. You know, that's the one that actually supported. I personally like to use the last sequence of down candles just because I've seen this poke up and through multiple times. But anyways, this time it held gorgeously right around here. So this is what we were anticipating, right? We were anticipating that price in New York, we get this pullback right up into this range. If I go from high to low, you can see we get right up into premium, okay? Right up into the premium of the range. Let me just move it over like this. So you can see right into the premium of the range. And then we go down to take out previous day lows. This was the target for the day, okay? And so let's see how we could have interacted with this level right here. Again, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fair value gap right here. Okay, in line with the cycle, in line with the draw. Everything was gorgeous here, okay? And now on the 1 minute, let's see what we have. Right, a really, really choppy price, but ultimately what we had here was we had buy side liquidity getting purged. We had, this was our last order block, right? We had that break right here. We come back up. This is our inducement right here, right? So it's providing the buy side liquidity to the sells that we want to be engaging in, okay? So you can see here, where's the last order block? Well, it's right up here. It's already mitigated and everything, okay? So just be cognizant of that, but just because it's mitigated already doesn't mean it doesn't, or it won't work. It's just a little bit It's a little bit sloppy. It's a little bit aggressive for me personally to get in something like this. However, what you can do is you can wait for confirmation on the other side, basically, right? So the sell side of the curve. Okay, so if this is the buy side of the curve, like say it gets up to here, this is the buy side, and as soon as we start breaking down, then we can start going on the sell side of the curve. Instead of trying to catch the very highs, we can just catch into the range. Okay, which is a viable opportunity, which we'll dive into in a second. Okay, but ultimately this is what happened. We came up, we took out these highs. Okay, this is a potential point to interact with, specifically right up there, right up into this wick. It's a rejection block. Okay, on this time frame. So you can see we tap it, we break back down, boom, we break back down right here. This is really the move that we want to be seeing. Okay, so if we go up to like a 5 minute, let's see if there's anything clear. Well, look at this. Okay, we have our swing point up here to our swing point low down here. Look at this, right into premium right here. Okay, right at that equilibrium price is where price went down. So we can be looking at entering any short positions into this fair value gap, right? If that's what you're looking for, or if that's what your entry model is, you can be analyzing and looking for entry models within this level. Look what happens here on the 5 minute as well. Okay, we have our tapping it, order block breaks down. This is a point to engage. Let's look on the lower time frames, right? So we have our liquidity pooling all right here. Right, look at this, high, 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 breaks through, breaks back down. Okay, we break structure right here. We have our fair value gap right here. Fill. You can even refine it up to this block right there. And there you go. So you already have your draw on liquidity. Okay, you have your draw on liquidity right here, your target right up to there, or sorry, your stop up to there, and your target is down here. Quick 4.5 hour, easy. Okay, so this is where I would have interacted with the market. But again, look at the timing, right? We're getting into that London close, and again, it's on a Friday, so not my cup of tea to be trading at this time. If you wanted to just take it right from this strong high, if you were confident to take it up here, it fits your strategy, etc. All right, great. Then there's your stop right up there, and you're going to be targeting that low. You obviously want to add your spread to this. So say if your stop is 3 pips and you have a spread of 1 pip, well then what I would do is I would just go add 1 pip to spread. Okay, just to protect for your spread. Okay, so it's always a good habit to get in. Okay, and so that's it. So that's basically it, guys. That's all. I mean, I did more than I wanted to there, to be honest. But I hope that you guys enjoyed the review here, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And yeah, if you guys want to be a part of the live updates, okay, if you want to get updated every morning basically on what I'm looking at, any opportunities, etc., just click the link below. You'll see it. It'll be in the description, and join. I mean, it's $40. You probably spend more at the bar. It's like what I said on Instagram. It's like I've spent hundreds of dollars at the bar. So, I mean, potentially this can at least make you some money. And that's the goal. My goal is to give you like 100% return on your money, and more so than essentially it's free, right? And so that's the goal. So if you guys get some value out of this, or if you want me to help you out, then for sure, go ahead and join us. Feel free. Would love to have you there. If not, no worries. No harm, no foul. Okay. I hope you guys have a great start of the new quarter, a great rest of your weekend. And yeah, let's achieve some goals. All right, guys. Cheers. Have a great one. I'll catch you in the next.